This is the second week that we've been addressing this buckthorn forest. This is the end of the second week, and things are starting to wilt through here. All the cut down stuff wilts fast. That's a couple days and you start seeing it. It's quite a bit of it. Now, some of these larger ones, they're starting to wilt, and freshly cut ones is like they're wilting from the bottom, but not so much from the top. Now this area, we've addressed about half of it for the large buckthorn, and we're going to let it all wilt out for about 2 weeks and then come back, and then we can identify any one or two that we missed. We missed a few of them throughout the middle, but not too many. So in about 2 weeks, everything should be pretty much, if not completely identifiable, what is wilted, and then we'll address the rest of them. Now this is about half of the area, and we'll work on the edges, the other 25% sections, in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll come back through here and completely finish it up. This one was addressed, and you can see this was, I believe, about a week ago, and it's still pretty green up there. However, the smaller stuff is starting to wilt on the bottom. It wilts from the bottom up, but it apparently has quite a bit of moisture in those stems and wood to at least continue to suck up some water from that. However, in 2 weeks consistently, everything's wilted out. So between 5 days to 2 weeks for really noticeable full wilt. And the one positive about this is that it's completely clear underneath here. Once we take back this canopy, we're going to have to immediately address this seed bank underneath it, because it is going to explode. Fortunately, it's towards the end of the summer going into the fall, so there's not going to be a lot of growth initially. There'll be a little bit when it opens up, but it's not going to just flush out completely like in the spring. So we'll be able to deal with that, particularly these areas here. The only caveat on that is, like, we have to maintain everything that's positive in here if we can. In some cases we're not going to be able to do that, but if it's something very unique to the area, we will go out of our way to do so. However, most of the stuff in here are just real reliable things that are found in huge numbers, and a few other ones, there's some trees and some shrubs that are growing that we're going to maintain, so we can hopefully get those growing next year. And the thing about this is, like, all these buckthorn is like there's no growth, very little on the bottom, like 10-15 feet. Everything's 15 feet up, and that's when it starts canopying. So it's pretty open in here, and once we get all the big ones addressed, this whole area could be a prime area for reintroduction of a variety of species. It's very large. It's well over an acre, probably close to 1.5 acres of area. Along the edges there's some decent plants, but inside here there's a lot of struggling seedlings, are very, very common natives, and we'll let those go as much as possible. We're going to have a lot of bare areas, as you can see, just a substantial amount of bare areas, and little pockets that are developed in here, like some of these currant types, a lot of these goldenrods, and it looks like there's actually some multiflora rose in here, which is not a very common plant around here. I know in other areas it's very, very destructive, but it looks like it's prevalent around here. We'll definitely get rid of that at the seedling stage. And quite a bit of viburnum seedlings, nameberry viburnums, cranberry viburnums. Haven't seen any oak seedlings except for like 2 or 3 of them. But there's an area that was cleaned out close by that, well, 2 years ago, and a very small area for the most part, probably 60 by 60, 50 by 50, and I counted like 10 oak seedlings. And what we did there is we just piled up the buckthorn cuttings about 4 feet up and just let them grow through that, so they're protected, and those should establish themselves in a number of years. However, right now it's still a little green in here. Another week or so it will be fully wilted for the most part, except for the ones that we did not cut down.